So now, in the last video, we used a couple of these tools. The wire was red, but it was the same wire that I bought. I bought these red and black wire together, and I said you couldn't read the writing when we had the red wire. Maybe we could if we really tried. But the black wire, it's really easy to see there. So this is upside down. That's not a 9. It's a 1, so I'm pretty sure that means 1 cable. That is 6 millimeter square. 6 millimeter. So, this tool has a 6 right there for 6 millimeter. So hopefully this works a lot better. Last video, smaller wire, I was better off cutting it with this tool than that tool. So that's why we had that in the last video. But then when we got to the 10 millimeter, this other snip didn't do quite as well as this one right there. It cut through the 10 millimeter, I think, pretty decently right there. Again, same size wire as this, only it was red in that video. But I was able to close around the insulation, and I think, you know, once you got a good shut around the insulation, that it will grip pretty good, then you can work your way off right there. I think maybe, you know, I like stripped off insulation like that much. It took me a long time to kind of wiggle it off. Maybe if I went like halfway to begin with, and then a little less afterwards, it wouldn't have been as bad. So, in any case, this has a wire cutter as well. You notice it's flat on that side there. There's a beveled on both ends right there. And so it should cut through the wire from one side to the other right there. So let's see how well it does. And I don't think it matters which direction I put it. And I don't know why I want to cut that much off. I don't really want to. That would just be waste, because we don't plan to do anything with this. So in any case, this is not spring loaded. You got to squeeze it. And I am squeezing a lot harder than I did with those other tools. Right there. There we go. It actually cut off. So now I dropped the cable. It's about 100 feet long. I think it was 100 feet long until we snipped off like that half an inch. And maybe I can press this. I don't think I want it, you know, that shape there. I want to make it more round. Let's try to wiggle it in there. So yeah, maybe I could kind of round it that way. I don't know how well that's going. Usually I just kind of take the screwdriver there and round off the edges right there. I think that might be working a little bit better. So in case, I kind of scored that spot right there because I was going to take off more than I really needed to by accident. But in any case, so yeah, let's try going. You know, I want more than this off, but let's try breaking it down. So I squeezed it. That closed really easy right there. Much easier than when I was trying to cut that wire. And let's try working our way off. That went pretty easily, so I could probably do that all day. As I said before in the last video, when I was working it off, that I didn't really like how hard it was to get this insulation off in there. But yeah, I think taking smaller bites, it's probably the better option. So now we have, like I said, about 100 feet of cable that's really holding these strands in. Well, if you know, it was only like this long or something, when you yank that insulation off, it's going to pull some of the strands forward. That's kind of inevitable. So I think you should like strip one side, put a connector on there or something that holds the strand before you cut off more wire, and then put a connector on the other side. That is my opinion there. But yeah, this tool, we do have kind of a pinch right there where we took the first insulation off. So I think though it didn't damage the strands, just kind of pushed them together a little bit, maybe like that. These don't seem to flop too easily away. So this is copper wire, but it's tinned, so there's a little extra metal over it to keep. I don't think the copper corrodes, but it oxidizes. And so I think that's to help prevent it. But I think most large projects you want solid copper. So in any case, I think this one did pretty good. Let's go back to these tools. So first, let's try cutting this. So I did this with the red one, but this went pretty smoothly. It'd be a short video if we didn't do any more. So yeah, that doesn't Okay, I guess you just gotta really keep squeezing until it flies off. Maybe that was the problem before. But yeah, this one seemed to do an easier job with the red. But again, these are just kind of practice runs. So yeah, I think I actually like that other one better. This one you gotta kind of do like couple other cuts. So yeah, that must have been what it was. I just wasn't squeezing hard enough on those. Yeah, those strands are horrible there. So let's try to get a nice cut again right there. So I'm really pushing down towards the tool, and let's squeeze her. Okay, so I was kind of wiggling it. Maybe that's what it was. You got to give it like a little wiggle. Of course, you don't want to break the strands. Yeah, this is not going. Maybe I don't want to press it in that far. Yeah, that's not cutting off as easy as I thought it would. Sooner or later it will, but let's do this one again. See how this does. And maybe it's the problem is that I'm too close to the end right there. Maybe I wanted to cut off more. So there, I think that's kind of acceptable. And then again, so this is size for 6mm right there, the hole that we did before, 6mm. And so this is 6mm cable, but when I bought it, it said 10 American wire gauge, which I think is actually slightly smaller than 6mm. So I want more than what we got there, but you know, it took me a really long time. So I know I kind of closed in on the insulation, and there you can see the metal. So I definitely don't want to close it any more now than what I had it. And I mean, that wasn't, you know, horrible, but like I wouldn't want to spend all day doing that. And then when I had about, I think it was probably about this much insulation for the red one in the last video, then it was probably harder to get all of that insulation off. I don't think I squeezed this in. There we go. I could feel that I was cutting into the insulation a little bit more, and I don't think I'm damaging any of the metal. Again, this is about 100 feet of cable, so yeah, this extra, it's a really not fun to pull. I don't like pulling that. Maybe with the pliers. Maybe I like that better. Yeah, I think I might like that better. Not sure how good that is for the strands or whatnot. But main takeaway is this tool here, I would, you know, maybe I got lucky with that first shot. But the beginning of this video, it was much easier to work with this cable with this tool right here than these tools. And the tool I bought, it's for 10 American wire gauge. I didn't realize it said 6mm on here, but the seller said it's 10 American wire gauge 6mm. So I'm hoping that the tools kind of work the same. But when you first buy stuff, there's all kinds of surprises that you're not aware of, unfortunately. And apparently people didn't mention this stuff in like other videos I watched and whatnot, so they assume maybe that you already know it or whatever. But in any case, hopefully if I made some mistakes, that'll help you avoid making the same mistakes. So I probably should have looked at the pictures and made sure the cable said 10 American wire gauge. Again, I bought it on Amazon though, so maybe, you know, there was some misleading going on. But I bought this cable more for practicing doing this kind of stuff, not for serious projects. So I'm not worried about you know, getting things perfect. Hopefully that makes sense. But in any case, again, it was just supposed to be a demonstration of this tool, but it went pretty easily, pretty smoothly. And so for those that didn't see my last video, I thought I'd re-demonstrate those two. And also, sometimes things go really smoothly, and other times they don't when I do the same thing right there. So it was good that I did some more practice. I don't usually do, you know, wire cutting and stripping, especially of wire this size. These are new for me, and so I want to make some videos when I first start off doing it. I can watch those videos before and see what problems I had when I first did it, and that maybe I don't even notice anymore later on because I know how to do them better. And when I watch those videos, it helps me realize what other people might be struggling with when they're beginning a project. So rambled on way too long. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you check out one of the other videos I'm posting on the screen, and check out the links down below. They'll help out a lot. I'll see you in the next video.